Hello, welcome back. I'm Boris Gloger, and I want to talk a little bit about Agile Values versus or equal Scrum values. And the basic idea is as Agile comes with a mindset. And why it's so important to talk again and again about Agile values or the values behind the Agile, I believe it's important to talk about that because a lot of things that make Scrum teams successful have nothing to do with the Agile processes like Scrum or Kanban or less or huge less or safe or whatever you might think is an Agile tool set or method. Most of the qualities and the effects and the productivity comes from a deep understanding of the values within Scrum. So basically, we always talk in Agile about teams. We want that teams are super successful. And I say teams and not development team, because more or less you have to put the Scrum Master, the product owner, the development teams, or the Agile coaches into the same thing. So say we have a team. And a team is more or less a delivery engine. They produce some output, they create some output, and this output should transfer into outcome, meaning value. Okay, that's absolutely clear. And some people say it's the method and it's the way they work together, and that's all correct, but let's talk a little bit about the mindset that these people need to embrace to be really successful. One source for values is obviously the Agile Manifesto. The Agile Manifesto said, and you should look it up, it's called agilemanifesto.org, www.agilemanifesto.org, and you will see there are some ideas like interactions are more important than processes and tools, and collaboration is a bit more important than contract negotiation and so on. Yeah, most of you know these things. And they say these are values, and I doubt that you can really say that it is a value to say that interactions, personal interactions, individual interactions are more important than processes and tools. And it doesn't make people more or less productive to understand that. But what makes you more productive is to understand that teams will perform after they have created or after they got through different phases where they form each other and they come together and they go together like in a journey. They learn a lot about each other and so on. And then these people gel together to a team. Yeah? And to foster that, it is really, at least in my point of view, very helpful to understand that you need to come up with a different mindset in Agile to make it successful. And the different mindset means really embrace some basic core principles or values. And the most important, and it all starts with openness. Openness means I really want to make sure that I am able to share all my ideas, all my issues, all my problems, that I'm here and I'm not open in sense of I'm defenseless, I'm open and share all my knowledge, my ideas, and not only the positive aspects, but I will also talk about my problems, my issues, when I created a defect and so on. That's openness. Yeah. So to really make happen, to enable the other team members and the surrounding of these team members that they really understand what is going on. Openness. And it's a difference between openness and transparency in that respect, that openness stays from the individual person, so the individual themselves decide how much they would like to present to other people. And transparency is like a duty. I have to be transparent. I have to tell you everything, and that's not meant. So try to create as much openness as possible in your teams. The next step is courage. And courage, the super important aspect is that courage has in its meaning, in its word, a part of core. And core means in French heart. So courage is with passion. Courage is I want it, and I have all my stakes in it. So courage means I want something. I trust myself. I'm not only powerful, but I really want something, and I'm not fearless, but I'm still going towards my goal, and I try some things out. The next important aspect in Scrum is commitment. And commitment is in a lot of companies very not really well understood. Commitment does not mean I have to do everything that I told you to do. So I'm not only reliable. Commitment much more means that you really engage yourself because you want to engage yourself. Yeah? There's a task or a feature that you develop or a project that you are entitled to do. And the idea is, if I say I'm committed to something, then you want to be part of the thing. And a lot of people say the development teams only need to commit themselves to deliver something. What I say is also the Scrum Master and the product owner, so the whole team needs to commit not only to the fact how many features we want to develop and so on, but also to the overall project, to the overall approach that we do Scrum or Kanban or whatever kind of methodology you do. Another very important value is focus. Focus means I try to do everything that I can to focus my efforts towards a specific goal. So in teams, it's typically the sprint goal or the fact that we want to deliver a specific feature. So you utilize everything in your environment, in your power, so to say, by focusing on a specific aspect. And that leads at the end to ideas like work in progress limit or the one-piece flow that we know that is much more effective than in other, that makes Scrum so effective. Last but not least, after commitment, courage, openness, and focus, we have a very important and mostly not so well understood value is respect. And respect means I respect not also the other person in its behaviors and in its humanity. I respect the specific duties, responsibilities, and skills and mindset of the other person in my team. So I might have a disagreement with that, but I acknowledge that this person is as it is and does his best as he or she can. And I'm in a certain way humble because I don't say that my world is the only world. I try to understand what is the other aspects. I try at least to understand what the other person says. And if you put all these values together, then you create successful teams. And it's a start. Yeah. So I don't say that Agile is completely understood by saying we have these 5 values. What I say is it's a very important start to understand. You should be open. You should try your best in terms of really engage yourself with all your passion. You should commitment to certain aspects of your teams. You should focus and you should respect each other, and that helps. And then you have additional values that might be handy to create more successful teams and faster pace and so on. But that's a very good start to begin with. I hope that was insightful for you. See you again. Bye.